wireless mouse. That's what we should get for this thing. It would be wise to get it. There we go. All right. Hey, Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahushai brought a thumb to all the brothers of Israel. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Ilathub Hashem Yahushai. To all the sisters. This is the ISUPK, started on the 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander John Yohana. Today is the Tuesday Brotherhood class. You understand? Out here in Las Vegas, I am Precinct Officer 500 Iraq. You understand? And today's topic is about keeping the commandments. You understand? Keep the law or die. You understand? It's important for so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to understand that we must keep the law or there will be a consequence. And quite frankly, we all act like we don't have to. That's why we're all joining these LGBTQ communities. We're staying in Christian churches. You understand? We're selling and doing drugs. We're doing all of the things that break the law of God. But then yet we wonder why, you understand, we have these curses, right? Like take, for example, one curse that has been resurfaced is, the monkeypox. You understand? At first, when it first started making an outbreak again, it started off with just plaguing our oppressors. You understand? The other nation, the heathen nations. But since we continue to want to be like them, basically, what the Lord did was allow us time to see what was happening to them and how they were getting it. And then because we continue to say, you know what, I want to be like that, I want to do those things that they're doing, you're basically saying, I want to get those same plagues and curses that they're getting. You understand? These plagues and curses can be strictly used to obliterate the heathen nations if you just didn't try to be like them and just kept the law. And I'm not saying the law as in, the American law is that you're allowed to have marijuana. No. You understand? The law that I'm talking about is the law that is found here in this book. You understand? In the Holy Bible. You understand? The law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High God gave to the Israelites or the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? You follow that law, these plagues won't touch you. You understand? These curses will not touch you. The Most High will destroy all of these other heathens for your sake. You understand? And mind you as well, if we all, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, come together as a nation, like we are told to, we are commanded to, you understand? It is the law to do so in the first place. If we were to actually do that, the Most High would put us back in, he would put us into our rightful place on the earth. You understand? Do you know what our rightful place is on earth? No sweat. Our rightful place on earth is rulership, for us to be on top, for us to be in charge. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were not created to be slaves to all the other nations, even though that's basically how they that's what they want you to believe. That's how they treat you, is that you are to be their homeborn slave. You understand? That our entire purpose of being a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American man or woman is just to be a servant to all the other nations. No, the Most High God chose us, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites, you understand, to be the rulers of the world, of the earth. You understand? To be the judges of the earth. You understand? We are supposed to be the kings and princesses of this earth, where everybody looks up to us. But because of the fact that we decided that, you know what, we're not going to follow the rules that the Most High God has set for us, and we want to be like everyone else, now he's going to treat us like everyone else. You understand? Where he's not going to be on our side and just, for the most part, to an extent, whatever the heathen nations decide to do with us, he's just going to allow them to do to an extent, because of course, you know, the other heathen nations, they want to completely do away with us. You understand? It's because of the mercy of the Most High God that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are still here on the face of the earth. You understand? Because if it was actually up to the so-called white man, he would have already committed complete 100% genocide on all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? If it wasn't for the love and the grace of the Most High God. You understand? And that love and that grace of the Most High God also allows us the opportunity to clean ourselves up, where we can look at ourselves and say, you know what? I'm doing this and it's got me in this terrible situation where I am cursed. You understand? I have an opportunity to change that. You understand? And also change that for my children after me. You understand? And the way that you do that, the way that you come out of these curses, the way that you come out of this terrible oppression that we are all in, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the way that you come out of that is by following the laws, statutes, and commandments, by keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. Because you know what, quite frankly, anything else but keeping the law ends up with your death. You understand? These diseases, these drugs, man, it could even be something as women, they will get you killed. These drugs will get you killed. The LGBTQ community will get you killed. Christianity will get you killed. You understand? The things that go against the law of the Bible, the law that the Most High God had given Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites of the Bible, when you go against the law, you're just going with death. You're asking for death. You understand? Are you okay? You can go sit inside for a little bit, go cool down, and then come back out when you cool down. Did she didn't get you a water? You can go get yourself a water when you go inside as well, all right? All right, so before we actually get into the class and we go over, you know, these precepts that I've gotten for y'all, I'm just going to ask that, I'm just going to ask that everybody does their part. Make sure that you like and share the videos on YouTube and Facebook. YouTube being ISUPK Nevada, Facebook being ISUPK Las Vegas. Make sure you like and share, follow, subscribe. You understand? Do your part to spread out this word to the four corners of the earth. You understand? Because, you know what, quite frankly, there might be a brother, you know, a Black, Hispanic, Native American brother or sister on your friends list or on any of your social media that you share these classes to that are actually trying to, you know, turn their life around for the better. You understand? Actually serve the Most High God properly. You understand? That actually wants to come out of their curses. You understand? The only way that they can actually do that as a Black, Hispanic, Native American is if they come into this school. You understand? They need to find these classes. And it's not just the classes that I'm teaching. It's all of the ISUPK classes. Doesn't matter if the ISUPK Nevada, if it's ISUPK Las Vegas, ISUPK Southern California, ISUPK Boston, UK, what have you. Those classes need to be, you know, brought in their way so they can actually learn how to change their lives over for the better. You understand? And quite frankly, you're only going to get the truth to doing so here in the ISUPK under Commander General Yana. Nowhere else. IUIC cannot help you. GOCC cannot help you. The Christian Church proves time and time again it cannot help you. Mind you, IUIC gets beat up by the Christian Church. It's a lot here, but it is what it is. You understand? These, you know, nothing will fix a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man or woman like the truth. That's it. It's as simple as that. Just like what Yahushua has said, that, you know, the truth will set you free. And that is a multi-layered, multi-dimensional layered precept, parable that, you know, Yahushua has said. But in this case, you know, the truth being the truth of the Bible. You understand? The truth of all matters of this world that we all live in, you know, this white man's world that we live in. You understand? The truth of all of it will set you free. When you realize the truth of who you are and who your people are and what the Most High God, how the Most High God views and feels about you and your people. I mean, man, that's a big game changer. You understand? Because you know what? the truth is, and it's a sad thing, most Black, Hispanic, and Native American men and women have never been told in their life that somebody actually loves them. You understand? That somebody actually puts them above everyone else. You understand? You can go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, where the Most High said that the Israelites, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American men and women are above all people on the face of the earth. You understand? You're not going to learn that in the Christian church. You're not going to learn that in the Catholic Mass. You understand? You're not going to learn that in Islam. You understand? You're not going to learn that as a Buddhist. You understand? You're not going to learn the truth, that the truth of the matter, that the Most High God loves you more than any other people on the face of the earth. But you know what? Right now, he's upset with you because he's upset with our nation, because as a whole, our nation decided that we were going to follow, the heathen nations. You understand? Do the ways of the heathen nations. Break the laws of the Most High God. You understand? So just everybody do their part. Make sure that they like and share the video. Okay, so that's not showing. Let me see. Okay, so then we'll just leave it like that then. All right, no sweat. Salakia as well. We got a new. We're running with a new streaming service, so just kind of bear with me. Just a wee bit. Salakia. Also, while I'm doing my part to liking and sharing the video, if there's anyone that has any questions, please, I encourage you to post your questions in the chat. Mind you, we are not the Christian church where if I'm unable to answer your question scripturally, you understand, with the script, with the sound scripture, you understand, I'm not going to sit here and BS you. You understand? If I'm unable to answer it for you myself scripturally, I'm going to go to a mightier man than myself and get you that answer. And we'll either go over it the following week on next Tuesday or on Thursday, on the Thursday scripture breakdown class with Priest and Officer 5000 Shabal. You understand? Chances are we'll do both, as Lord allowed, as long as I am able to teach my class the following Tuesday. You understand? But let me go ahead and finish sharing this myself, and then we'll get into the class. All right. Let me see something right quick. So that pulls up. What's on Christ? Cool. So it's up and working the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, it wasted no time. Okay. Get my notes ready. Then kick this off. All right. So we're going to start at the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get there myself. Kick this off. You understand? And mind y'all, for those of y'all that may not be familiar with, with these classes, just so y'all know, as we go through these scriptures, the way that we're supposed to, as you actually get properly taught how to understand these scriptures, it's going to begin a process of dispelling the Catholic and Christian BS that you've been brainwashed with. You understand? The Christian and Catholic lies that have been ruling, basically ruling over your life. You understand? And I say ruling because of the fact that, quite frankly, you thinking that any type of Catholic or Christian ways is okay, you know, that's because your master had, your master had basically beat that into you. You understand? Your master had forced that onto you because, quite frankly, the ways of Catholicism and Christianity, majority of it is nowhere in the Bible. You understand? Where is it in the Bible that says that you're supposed to Salakia? Bear with me 1 second, Salakia. Okay. Yeah. The point is, Christianity and Catholicism beat into you lies, and then they beat it into you that you need to spread those lies for master. You understand? In the ISUPK, you're not gonna have to deal with that. You understand? We're going to dispel those lies. And like I said, just like what Christ has said, right? The truth will set you free. You coming to these classes and learning in these classes, learning under Commander General Yohana, the priests and prophets under Commander General Yohana, you understand? You will be set free from, the bonds the bonds of this, of this world that is completely against you, Black, Hispanic, and Native American man. You understand? So we're going to go ahead and start reading the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. You understand? And this is talking about the conclusion of the whole matter of, like, basically the meaning of life. You understand? The whole matter, the only thing that actually matters in your life. You understand? This is the conclusion of the whole thing. Very simple. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So your life is not supposed to be some journey where you go find yourself, and find yourself in the context of, I need to find out what religion, what nation that I belong to, where I leave my footprint in the world spiritually. You understand? That's already answered for you right here in Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. You understand? The entire duty of the entire point of your life is for you. Again, I'm not even going to say it. You're not going to, because I'm not going to allow any type of room for, a rock said this. You understand? I'm going to argue with the rock's words. Let's read what the scripture says. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God. So you need to fear God, not in the sense of I'm afraid. Like me, myself, I fear God that to the point where I'm afraid to step out of line because I know what he will do to me. You understand? I will not go back to smoking weed or smoking cigarettes or, sleeping with whores and, sleeping with women and putting them away or heathen women, whatever. I will not go back to those things simply because I fear the Most High God. I know what the Most High God will do to me if I do those things. You understand? And keep his commandments. You understand? So you need to fear him and keep his commandments. It's that simple. You understand? Your life is meant to just fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. That is all you're supposed to do. That is all you're supposed to worry about. You understand? Everything else, for the most part, the Most High God, and just paraphrase it. For the most part, the Most High God said that he will provide everything that you need. As long as you are following the law, statutes, and commandments, you are doing as the Lord, you are doing the Lord's will, you are obedient to the Most High God, he's going to clothe you. He's going to feed you. He's going to give you shelter. He will give you all the necessities. But the crazy thing is when you are actually really doing the work, and hell, let's say you going above and beyond doing the work, man, he's going to give you even more. You understand? Because the Most High God loves you that much, Black, Hispanic, and Native American, man. I understand that right now you might find that hard to believe, but that's because you are brainwashed by Christianity and Catholicism. You understand? You're brainwashed because you sit there and go to church and you look at the white pastor that is up there where he's got that $1,000 suit and that $80,000 car and that $2 million house, and you're paying all these tithes. You're doing everything that your pastor tells you to do, and you just can't catch a break. But that's the problem. You're doing what the pastor is telling you to do. You understand? You need to be following the laws, statutes, and commandments that are in this Bible that the Most High God gave you. You understand? The Most High God did not give these laws, statutes, and commandments to the so-called white man, to that white Christian pastor. And quite frankly, if he did, why isn't he talking about the laws? The only law that he's talking to y'all about in the Christian church or in the Catholic churches is the fact that y'all need to pay your tithes. That is a law in the Levitical in the Old Testament. You understand? That is found in the Old Testament, but they disregard all the other laws. You understand? That's why that's why our people are now starting to catch monkeypox, because they're not teaching you in the Christian churches that are allowing homosexuals in it, mind you. They're not teaching them that you need to stop being a homosexual. That if you continue to be a homosexual, you will end up catching monkeypox. If you decide that you're going to have a gay best friend, you're going to end up with monkeypox. You understand? You decide that you're going to be around gay people, you're going to end up with monkeypox. You understand? We tell you the truth in the ISUPK. You understand? We would, the generals was just talking about that last night's class, super heavy. You understand? We're going to find out who is in the closet homosexual and who's hanging out with homosexuals. Maybe you're not actually doing the little homo stuff, okay? But we're going to find out that you secretly have gay friends. You know why? Because you're going to get monkeypox from them. You're going to go up to them and give them a hug, a handshake, high five, whatever y'all do with your little gay buddies. And that little thing you do with them is going to get you monkeypox, because the Most High God is going to curse that one. And because you decided that you were going to roll the dice and, hey, I don't care what he does behind closed doors. It doesn't affect me. But guess what? Today it does. That day that you get infected with monkeypox, that day what he did behind closed doors affected you. You understand? And hey, that will never happen to you if you would just simply follow the law, statutes, and commandments. If you would just do as the Most High God says to do. You understand? Where you separate yourself completely from anything that goes against the Most High God. You understand? I pray that y'all understand. All right. I'm going to drop that. Where we going next? I like it. I'm going to pull my notes back up. All right. Now we're going to drop that. We're going to go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 21. So Proverbs 21 and 21. Young man, you got any questions? All right. Most High, pray. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 21. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness and honor. You understand? So that right there is like, it didn't say anything about a wicked man is going to find life. A wicked man is going to find honor. A wicked man is going to find righteousness, which is the exact opposite of what we just read. Everything was the exact, all right, it's like it. Being a wicked man is not going to find the same things that a righteous man is going to find. You understand? How do you be a righteous man? How do you be a righteous man? You good? I know. You just drink of water. Go ahead. Take your time. Go ahead. By following the law, statutes, and commandments. So if you don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, can you be righteous? You can? You think so? No, the answer is no. It's all right, no sweat. Now, mind you, this is a 7-year-old little boy. You understand? He's still in the process of just learning for the very first time. But you know what? The thing is he knows much more than most of you Christians. Actually, not most of you, all of you Christians. My 7-year-old boy knows more than you Christians and Catholics. You understand? Those of y'all that are in Islam, that want to be a Pan-African. You understand? Those of y'all that are not in the truth, that are not in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, my boy knows more than you do. You understand? And it all starts with the fact that he knows that he has to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. Y'all don't even know that. Y'all think that the laws, statutes, and commandments are just the 10 commandments, and those are the only 10 laws that you have to follow. Really? So we're just going to disregard the entire book of Exodus, the entire book of Leviticus, the entire book of Deuteronomy? Are you trying to raise your hand? Okay. You understand? We're just going to disregard everything that is said in there. Also, what is it? I believe it's 633 laws that is written in the Torah. We're gonna just look over these things. I mean, I would love for a Christian or a Catholic or Islam, Pan-African, whatever, what have you, to come explain that to me. You understand? We've even tried, Shabal Bakar, myself, and Trooper Taz were out here, and we ourselves have attempted to go to Christian pastors ourselves in person to get that question answered. How does that make sense? How does it make sense that the law of tithing is still in play, but nothing else? We try to get that question answered. And you know what that pastor ended up doing? I believe I talked about it a little bit. Actually, I think I told you the whole story last week. But I just a little snippet. You know what he basically said? He didn't even give me an answer. The only thing he did was just talk about his journey of how he went from all these different churches, because first of all, he's got no loyalty. You understand? But he went to all these different churches, and none of them just fit him, and their doctrines just were this, that, and the other. And then he finally got, this church that he was currently in, just made sense, and his doctrine was just sound, and this, that, and the other. I allowed him to, take the time to give me his life story. Because mind you, the question that I asked him was, okay, what other laws do y'all follow? You understand? I see you. What other laws do y'all follow? But he did his little pastor shuffle and told me that BS. And so then after he finished telling me saying all that BS, I just asked him the question again. I was like, okay, so that's how you explain Christ fulfilling the law? Because that's how, that conversation went. You understand? They don't follow the law. And you know what? Those wicked bastards, they know the law. You understand? They know these things, but their love of money supersedes their love for their own people, their love for the Most High God, their love for life. You understand? Because mind you as well, it says right here, he that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life. Man, when you follow after the law, statutes, commandments, you find life. You understand? You find life. You become healthier. Because you're not on pork shrimp. You're not eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. You're not taking drugs that are going to kill you. You understand? You're not doing things that is going to end your life. You're not surrounding yourself with people that are going to spread diseases by, walking into their sneeze, their cough, touching them. You understand? If their clothes has the doggone monkeypox virus on it and you touch his shirt, now you got it. Now you're infected. This is, first of all, the God that you are dealing with. But secondly, this is how serious this is. You understand? This is how serious it is for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to stop following after the other nations and start following after our God. You understand? Start following after the laws, statutes, and commandments so we don't get caught up in these plagues. You understand? You had something, young man? Go ahead. All right, no sweat. If you remember it, raise your hand. All right, we'll get to it. All right. So, and again, you read this verse. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness, and honor. So you find life, you find righteousness, you find honor. You become a righteous individual, brother or sister, an honorable brother or sister, and a brother and sister that has a life. You understand? When you follow after these laws, statutes, and commandments, you learn that you actually do have something to live for. You understand? The truth will cure your depression. You understand? The truth will cure any manner of disease. This is what we do is cast out demons in the name of Yahweh by Yahweh, Yahweh by Yahweh Shah. You understand? Hey, Shalom, Most High Christ. You understand? All right. We're going to drop this. We're going to go to the book of James, chapter 1, verse 22. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 22. And you guys are going to see as we go on, sometimes it'll be as plain as day in these doggone verses that we pulled today that it's simple. It's just black. It's black and white. Either you follow this or you're going to die. Sometimes, it's gonna require a little bit of breaking it down. You understand? But the point is all of these scriptures are going to be saying the same thing, that if you don't follow the law, statutes, commandments, you're just asking for death, and you will be given death. It will not be a death that you are that you would desire for yourself. You understand? Dying from from cancer, dying from poison, dying a violent death. Man, y'all think that joint is painless? Y'all think that's quick, fast, and painless? Nah, you gonna suffer. You get heart disease from eating all that pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You get high blood pressure, all these things. Now you can't, a lot of the activities you can't partake on. And then as you're slowly fading out, you become more and more miserable. You start going into more and more pain. Man, it's us. That's what you want? You want to go out in pain and suffering? That's how you want your last, X amount of days to be? You need to consider these things, Black, Hispanic, and Native American man and woman. You have to consider these things, because if you don't, you're going to end up with these curses. You understand? The book of James, chapter 1, verse 22, right? It's 22? Yeah. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. You understand? So that's saying right here, be ye doers of the word. You understand? Don't sit here and be like, it's like it says, be ye doers of the word, not hearers only. You sit there, that's what Christians are. Christians go to their church and they sing all them songs and I praise you, God, pay your tithes. And that's it. And they go back to I praise you, God. You understand? That's all they do for doggone an hour and a half, 2 hours. I know it because we had to sit through it, just a few weeks ago, so that we can, try to set up a sit down to talk to their doggone pastors. You understand? But of course, they don't want to talk to us unless we're actually a part of the congregation. They don't want anyone to actually learn the Bible. Because when they actually learn the Bible, then they become doers and not hearers. because that's what they are in the Christian church. They're just hearers. You understand? They pretend that, they're doing these things that, the Christians say that you're supposed to do, this, that, and the other. But they don't do anything except for just live a life of filth. That's why the pastor is sleeping with your wife, your brother, your sister, your father, your husband. And let's not forget the fact that he's touching your doggone kids, your son and your daughter. You understand? That's the filth that you're dealing with in the Christian church. And mind you, that is the leader of your so-called congregation. That is the leader. Your leader is touching little boys. Your leader is touching little girls, getting little girls pregnant, spreading diseases with little boys before they even have an opportunity to become a man, stripping them of their manhood before they even have the opportunity of becoming a man. You understand? In the closet with your brother, in the closet with your husband, in the closet with your father. You gonna tell me that's a place of righteousness? That's a place of the Christian church, the Catholic church is a place of doers of the word. Doesn't the word say not to lay with the man not to lay with the man as a man would lay with the woman? Doesn't it say that? So whatever they're doing in that Christian church is not of the word. Clearly, we're not to molest little girls. We're not to rape little girls. You understand? Marriage is supposed to be the father gives permission. He decides when his little mama is old enough for her hand to be passed over to another man. He decides. You understand? Y'all completely just jump ship and just steal these little girls' innocence away from them. And now because of your Christian pastor, because of your Catholic priests, that little mama, she grows up to be a hooker. She grows up to be a prostitute. She grows up to be a stripper. She grows up hating herself. She grows up thinking that the only way that, love can be expressed to her is if you have sex with her. So she gives her body to everyone because you know what? A man of God raped her. A man of God molested her at a very young age. So that's what she understands. Because, of course, that priest is going to tell her, too, don't you say that. Don't you say anything to anybody. This is being kept in secret. This is an act between me, you, and the Lord. This is the things that happen in your Christian church and your Catholic churches because they don't follow the law. And mind you, because of the fact that they're not keeping the law, because you're not keeping the law in your house and teaching your children to keep the law, now little mama just died. She may not have had that physical death, but her innocence was just killed right there because you didn't even teach her to protect herself. You didn't teach her that, you know what, you're not to be alone with men at all. You're not to be, you didn't teach her not to end up in any type of situation like that where a priest, a teacher, any grown-ass man can steal her innocence like that. You didn't teach her. And you didn't teach your son either. You understand? Because you know what chances are? You're too busy getting high. You're too busy being just like everybody else in the congregation, just being a hearer. Just, you show up on Sunday just to hear the word. Praise God, praise Jesus, pay your tithes. And then, hell, you probably doing the same sick shit that the goddamn Christian pastor is doing, that the Catholic priest is doing. Salaki for my language. You're doing the same exact thing. Hey, give me a water, Babu Shah. A water. You understand? You're doing the same exact things. So, of course, you're not too upset because you can't be upset. Because you know what? He's doing the same things in the dark that you're doing in the dark. And of course, if you want to become a hypocrite and be vocal about it and call the Catholic priest or the Christian pastor out for what he's doing, he knows what you're doing in the dark. And he's going to let you know, oh, so you want to call me out? Well, what about you? You understand? And mind you, What does the law also say? What did Christ also say? Make sure you get that speckle out of your eye before you try to correct somebody else. We teach you that here in the ISUPK. We teach you that here under Commander General Yohana. You understand? The priests and prophets that are ordained, you understand, to teach this word, you understand, to teach this law. We are trained to teach you to kill them demons, that to cast away them demons that you got on you. You understand? So when you ain't got them demons on you, man, you are able to say, hey sis, man, you need to put some clothes on. You need to stop hanging around them people. You need to stop doing X, Y, and Z. And you know what? That might have been something that you used to do. You understand? But guess what? You're a doer of the word and a hearer of the word. You listen and you do what you are instructed to do. You understand? So you're able to tell them, you know what? I did do that, but I don't do that no more. Just like I'm able to do that. Just like all the other priests and prophets above me, you understand, in the ISUPK, they're able to say the same exact thing. They're not murderers no more. They're not drug dealers no more. They're not drug addicts no more. You understand? Those things were a thing of the past. They don't partake in them things no more. That's why they don't have these curses on them no more either. You understand? It's like it's hot out here in Vegas. We're back in the triple digits, man. Thought it rained a couple of times, and we thought it was cooling off, and we right back to over 107 degrees all over again. Slovakia. All right. But y'all, I pray that y'all understand. All right. This word is not about just sitting there and listening. You have to actually do the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? You can't just say, yeah, I know that we're supposed to, have the Passover every year at a certain, at this time and woo. Oh, man, you got to keep the Passover. You got to eat that Passover lamb, that unleavened bread. You understand? You got to drink that, that wine. You got to do, there are things to actually do according to the law that the Most High God had given us. There are things for you to actually do, not just sit there and listen. You understand? Christians and Catholics are observers. You understand? Not the Israelites of the Bible. And mind you, I've never seen the word Catholic in the Bible. I might have seen Christian. You understand? Where does that come up? I think 3, maybe no more than 10 times. I can say that. I know that for a fact. No more than 10 times throughout the entire Bible, and it's only in the New Testament. And it's used as a derogatory term as well. It wasn't, they wasn't saying, oh, we are Christians. The Romans were calling the people who followed after Christ Christians in a derogatory manner. You understand? But you don't find Catholic. So if that's the case, what is even the point of trying to follow the ways of the Christian or the ways of Catholicism hell, it's nowhere near in the Bible. But you know what is in the Bible? Being an Israelite, being the bloodline of an Israelite. So if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, man or woman, it sounds like you should look into the customs of the Israelites and not the customs of a Christian or a Catholic or any other BS thing in the world. You understand? All right. Drop that. We're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 24. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 24. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. You understand? You following the law, statutes, and commandments, you doing the Lord's will, you being obedient to the Most High God. And I'm saying it like that for a reason, because they're all synonymous with each other. You understand? You being all 3 of those things, The Most High God will preserve your life, will keep you alive, will give you the things that not only that you require, but the things that you want. You understand? And it all comes down to, like we started off with in Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. The conclusion of the whole matter is to fear God and keep the commandments and keep his commandments. That is the meaning of life. For those of y'all that have ever had the question or still have the question right now, what is the meaning of life? It's in Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. You understand? The meaning of life is for you to fear God and keep the commandments. And we just read it again here in Deuteronomy 6 and 24. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. You understand? You do these things so that the Lord will keep you alive, so he might keep you alive. You understand? I pray that y'all do. I pray that y'all do understand. And the only way that anyone will be able to show that they understand what is being taught in the ISUPK is if they start coming to class. You understand? Where the brothers start getting all black, boots, headband, shirts, pants, the whole shebang, all black, become a trooper. You understand? And technically, actually, that's not even a requirement. You understand? That's just if you want to climb the ranks. You could be a young man your whole life if you don't want to put in that type of work. Me, quite frankly, I want rulership. You understand? I want more. You understand? I want what these, I want the great wonders that the Most High God is going to give us in Israel or in the kingdom. I want those. I want the best of the best. I like it. You understand? And so I'm putting in the work for it. But there's nothing wrong with you just being a young man your whole life. But that also means that still means that you have to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? You still have to keep the Passover, the Feast of First Fruits. You understand? All of the high holy days and feasts. You understand? You still can't smoke weed. You understand what I'm saying? You just, won't get rulership like that if you're not putting in that work to earn more. What are you doing? Stop. All right? Stop. All right? So we're going to drop that. We're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him? You understand? So here it is again. It's saying that all we need to do is fear the Most High God. Fear the things that he's going to do to you if you don't do as he says. That is the fear you're supposed to have of the Most High God. You understand? It's just like your dad. You understand? Or your father figure, whomever that you looked up to. Well, they will F you up if you do the wrong thing. If you do the wrong thing. But as long as you're doing the right thing, man, it's all happy days. It's a good time. And it's probably your favorite, depending on the people in your life, it's one of the most favorite people in your life. You understand? Like, I'll keep it a buck. Like, one of my most favorite people, and it more so became after I became an adult, but it is my father. Growing up, I mean, it was kind of rough because I was always in trouble, not always because of the things I did. I didn't know it wasn't always me who did it, but still, you know what I'm saying? My dad was still one of my most favorite people. You understand? And even more so when I wasn't in trouble. I knew my dad would F me up, but he wouldn't just out of nowhere do it. It was because I brought it upon myself. You understand? And of course, I learned, I finally understood that after I became an adult, and you know, I couldn't get in trouble with him no more. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's the same thing with the Most High God, because we are still supposed to look at him as a father. Yeah, he is our God. He is the Most High God power, but he's still our father. You understand? And he loves us as his we are his children, and he loves us as his children. So yeah, he will tear your ass up when you step out of line. But as long as all is well, I mean, hey, all is well. And you really gonna feel how well it is because you're not messing up. He rewarding you left and right because you are fearing the fact that if I do this, he's gonna do this to me. You understand? It's the same exact thing with the Most High God. Same exact thing with your parents, your father figure, the person that you looked up to, the one, your disciplinary person in your life. You understand? And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Verse 13, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command these days for thy good. You understand? That's all it is. That is all we are to do. That is all your life, is to follow the Most High God, to do as he says, to obey him, to love him, to fear him. You understand? And again, just fearing what he would do to you if you mess up. So that fear keeps you in line. That fear keeps you from, I'm going to go get me a Black and Mild. You know what? I'm going to go get me a Rillo, roll up this weed. You know what? I'm going to go and sleep with some whores. Or, do anything that offends the Most High God. That fear keeps you from doing it. You understand? Hey, shalom, Lord of Christ, sis. It's good to see you in here. It's good to see you. You understand? That fear keeps you in line. And at the end of the day, that fear keeps you alive. Because when you decide that you are greater than that fear, and you build up the courage to overcome that fear, well, guess what? Now you walking through the doorways of death, because now you're going to be killed. Oh, you don't fear the Lord? You don't think he'll do anything? All right, watch this. You understand? Oh, come on, man. What is going on? I pray y'all understand. All right. All right, we're going to drop that. Now we're going to go to the book of Psalms, chapter 111, verse 10. Book of Psalms 111, verse 10. One eleven in verse 10. All right. The book of Psalms, chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Now, you want to have wisdom in your life. What's the first step? Fear the Lord. You understand? A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. You understand? A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. So you get a good understanding and wisdom of all things. Maybe not all things, but a vast majority of things. You will be looked at as a wise and knowledgeable person if you simply just follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? You will be looked at and perceived as a wise and understanding individual, and us as a nation. If we do it as a nation, all Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we will be looked at as a wise and understanding people if we just follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. You know why? Because we're not getting killed by stupid stuff. We're not getting killed by, diseases that have nothing to do with us. You understand? Because when you're sitting there being a homosexual, which is an act that has nothing to do with you, when you're not partaking in that or associating with them people, you're not going to end up with monkeypox. You're not going to end up with AIDS. Now, just imagine if all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American men and women decided today, right now, they're not going to be homosexuals no more, and they're not going to be around homosexuals. You know how wild that'll be to see them numbers plummet for the infection rate for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, for monkeypox and AIDS and all other manners of diseases, but yet everybody else is sky high. Now, just imagine if you were to apply that to everything that the Lord said for us not to do, and Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American men and women remove themselves from those communities, remove themselves from those, associations, remove themselves from eating or just, partaking, what have you. How everybody else is going to be like, well, they'll look at us and literally say, "Damn, well, they're not doing this, so, and we're dying from doing this. Man, maybe we should stop. Maybe we should stop because they look like a wise and understanding. They're on to something. So let us be like them." You understand? That is literally what the other nations will do. They would do. And that's how it's going to be in the kingdom, mostly because Yahweh Shai, our king, is going to be ruling with an iron fist. But nonetheless, they're going to look at us and be, with us being in rulership, they're going to do what we do because we're in rulership and life is going to be good. You understand? But another way that that they would all follow suit if we were to do it, y'all know they don't do nothing in music or food or fashion. It doesn't matter what it is. You understand? If Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are doing it, somebody's copying after it. You understand? Them Koreans, they didn't have K-pop before we started hip hop out here, before Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans started hip hop. You understand? No Most High Christ. You understand? They saw it was really big because of the Black community. Everybody was following hip hop from the Black community. So K-pop said, the Koreans said, we're going to put this together. We're going to do it. You know who actually started Korean barbecue? How that came about? For any of y'all that like that nasty ass foods, I think Korean barbecue is disgusting. I just, for those of y'all that ain't familiar with me, one thing, I think one of the quickest things that you'll learn about me is my hatred for Moabites and Ammonites. The so-called Chinese, Japanese, them Orientals, whatever you want to call them, Asians. You understand? That Stop Asian Hate bill was probably made primarily for me because my hatred burns that hot for them. I do not like them people. I do not like Esau. I hate Esau with a perfect hatred, but I could not tell you which one I hated more, to keep it a buck. Because, one day I'll be like, I hate them more. And then Esau gonna do something that makes me hate them more all over again. Like they neck and neck, man. It's a lucky. But who came up? How they came up with Korean barbecue? Is because now, mind you, this is how new it is for them. During the Korean War, when America was in Korea, that caused a split of North and South Korea, there was Black GIs that stayed in South Korea and taught them how to fry chicken and taught them how to cook. And now y'all think that Koreans know how to get down in the kitchen. Nah, man. That right there is a black footprint. You understand? Their cultural food is not cultural. It's stolen from us. They just take the credit. That's it. Y'all don't believe me? Look it up. Korean barbecue came from black GIs when America was sending us off, to the Korean War. And of course, because we always fall in love with the other heathens, you understand? And of course, we also believe that, heathens in a different nation, when you're in the military, they gonna treat me better than, than white folk in America. They end up staying out there in South Korea. So they, we taught them how to cook, how to fry some chicken. You understand? How to actually get down on the grill. We taught them that. You understand? So that lets you know off the food, music, fashion, it don't freaking matter what blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, culture, hell, the way we talk, because you see them stupid ass Vietnamese where they look like Israelites. You understand? They try to cop that whole Cholo and Chola look. You understand? They're gonna steal everything that we do. So hell, y'all want to stop? Y'all want the real answer to stop all these damn diseases? The real answer to stop all the negative things on this earth? It starts with you, black, Hispanic, Native American man and woman. And I'm not saying that in the context of let's lead these people right. Because you know what? The Most High God's not even going to allow that in the first doggone place. Because as soon as we get ourselves right, Yahushua getting sent. You understand? Once that number has been reached, that number that no man knows gets reached, the Most High God is going to send Yahushua, and it's on and popping. And then, hell, we going into the kingdom. You understand? Then we going into the kingdom. Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua. Our oppression is done. You understand? All with the swing of the sword of Yahushua Mashiach, our king. You understand? But it all starts with you, black, Hispanic, Native American man and woman. You understand? Protect yourself. Protect your family. Quit associating with those that are just going to get you killed. You understand? I pray that y'all do. I pray that y'all do. I'm trying to go to the kingdoms. Like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of seeing my people in the condition that they're in. All right, we're going to drop that. We're going to go to the book of the Psalms, chapter 119, verse 96. 119, verse 96. And also, again, I'm just reminding y'all, I do see some of y'all just tuned in. If any of y'all got any questions, go ahead and put it into the chat. I'll answer it to the best of my ability scripturally. If I'm unable to answer it myself scripturally, I will let it be known, write it in my notes, get the answer for you. And we, Lord allow, we'll bring it out in the Thursday scripture breakdown class with Precinct Officer 5000 Shabal, and or, Lord allow, my following Tuesday class. You understand? So moving on, the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 96. All right, the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 96. I have seen an end of all perfection, but thy commandment exceeding broad. You understand? So in other words, let's let you know right now, the law, statutes, and commandments is something that has no end. Its perfection has no end. It's perfect. It does not contradict, and it's eternal. It is infinite. You understand? There's nothing better. There is no alternative. You understand? And mind you, for those of y'all that started in the Christian church, that started in the Catholic church, that started, came from being a Buddhist, a Muslim, a doggone Hindu, whatever walk of life, and came into the ISUPK, first and foremost, Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua, give yourselves a hand. You understand? But mind you, you stepped away from that lifestyle. You stepped away from that way. You stepped away from that custom because of the fact that you found that at first, oh yeah, it was good. It was good. Everything was fine, fine. It sounded, seemed like a sound doctrine, wooty woo. And then all of a sudden, one day, that thread started to unravel, and you started to see how imperfect that walk of life actually was. You understand how imperfect the people were in that lifestyle, because nobody was actually following the ways that was being taught in that walk of life. You understand? In that religion, in that belief, whatever adjective you want to use. You understand? And that Christian BS. It's all Christianity, to be honest with you. It all is. Because at the end of the day, what are the things that the Christians celebrate? Halloween, that comes from the Druids. You understand? Christmas, that comes from the Romans. You understand? The January, the Romans. Valentine's Day, the Romans. Thanksgiving, that's the Pilgrims. You understand? And that's just that's they're pagan pilgrims, because mind you, that's a celebration of genocide. I pray that y'all see where I'm going with this. Right? You can look up all of these the holidays that the Christians and Catholics, or that the Christians serve, or that they do. Easter, that's the Egyptians. It's just Christianity is just a melting pot of all the other religions being melted into one. And mind you, as well, we're not at the book of holidays for Christianity isn't closed. They're adding more stupid national days and holidays almost every day. You understand? Like, take for example, you already got Valentine's Day, but now they've got National Girlfriend Day. Salaki. I thought Valentine's Day pretty much was National Girlfriend Day, because every doggone brother will agree with me that Valentine's Day is not for me. It is for that goofy ass broad that want all this big goofy ass shit that says, look at me, Salaki for my language, that says, hey, look at me, and how my man puts my box on a pedestal for everybody else to see. That's what Valentine's Day is. Let's all be real. That is all Valentine's Day is. Because if it's for me, Salaki, man. Make me a sandwich, shut the hell up, and do that thing that make my toes curl. Salaki. You know what I'm saying? That's all I need. But she need the jewelry, the big ass bear, the flowers, the bubble bath, just for her to maybe give you some box at the end of the night. But then go give some other niggas some box the next day. But y'all need National Girlfriend Day, and I haven't heard of a National Boyfriend Day, mind you. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of this. Anyways, the point is they're constantly adding more and more holidays and national look at this day just to add on more and more guys. You understand? Just to add on more and more just nonsense, to bring in more and more of the other nations in. It's all just a lure, a trap to get, other people to leave their culture, to leave their customs and become a Christian. You understand? That's all that is. All right, where was I at? 96. I have seen an end of all perfection. You understand? All the, Christianity seemed perfect, but like the scripture says, you find an end to that perfection. But there is no finding an end to the perfection of the word of the Most High God. There is no flaw. There is no contradiction. There is no end. You understand? All right, let's drop that. Now let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 6. The book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 6. Book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 6. And this is written in red. What does it mean when it's written in red, young man? Huh? Okay. If you don't know what you say, you don't know. I don't even know what you said in the first place. What did you say? All right, no sweat. When things are written in red in the Bible, first and foremost, that means you need to shut the hell up because Yahweh Shai Mashiach in Hebrew or Jesus Christ is talking. All right. These are his words. You understand? So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 6. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. So the people who hunger and thirst, meaning, man, you just can't get enough of the truth. You constantly watching classes. You constantly studying. You constantly doing the work of the Lord. Man, you just have that constant hunger, that constant thirst of like, you know what? You know, I got me some knowledge. I got me some, some wisdom, but like, I need me some more. Them people, them brothers and sisters, Christ said, hey, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, mind you, for they shall be filled. All right. One thing that y'all need to take away from this is, what the opposite of what Christ is also talking about. The endless learning. The endless learning that I'm referring to is like for those of y'all that love to get caught up in conspiracy theories. You understand, like the Illuminati and, this bombing and that bombing and, just all the stupid conspiracy theories that y'all can get caught up in. There's always going to be another hole, another rabbit hole to find, another door that'll open, that'll just keep you going and going and going. In other words, forever shall keep you hungry and thirsty for more of it. Quite frankly, for those of you that are hungry and thirsty for righteousness, that hunger and thirst will be sated. You understand? That ravenous hunger will be sated. Because quite frankly, first and foremost, the Most High God is not going to let his children go hungry, literally and metaphorically. You understand? You will be provided with what you need for what you require, is what I should say. Okay? And this is part of it. You understand? For those of y'all that pursue that righteousness, man, your thirst will be quenched. Your hunger will you'll be fed. You understand? All right, let's drop that. We're going to go to the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 22. Book of Romans, verse 7 and verse 22. Book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 22. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man. Read that again. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man. You understand? So you delight after the law of God rather than, what is going on inside of you. Because, when you just pursue after what the Most High God, tells you to do, that what you are battling inside, it defeats that. You understand? It makes your sense of direction clear. Because now, when you're like, oh, you're trying to have a moral compass without the law of God, you're going to be all over the place. Today, you might think, homosexuality is wrong, but then tomorrow, somebody might actually convince you that it's okay. And then the next day, somebody's going to convince you that it's not. Or you might just simply change your mind. Now you're all over the place. You understand? That's why you should delight in the law of the Most High God, because it's irrefutable. It's irrefutable. It's perfect, without flaw, and honestly, it's simple. It makes your life so simple. You raise your hand. Where all of your decisions can just be simplified to this. Will this offend the Most High God? It will. I'm not doing it. It won't. Maybe we'll do it then. Be that simple. Then, as long as you know that it won't offend the Most High God, now it's on the table for whether or not I want to, partake in doing whatever said activity is. You understand? Let's drop that. We're going to go to the book of Acts, chapter 24 and verse 14. Acts 24 and verse 14. I always have it's right there. Acts 24 and 14. The book of Acts, chapter 24, verse 14. But this I confess unto thee, that after the way which they call heresy, so worship I the God of my fathers, believing all things which are written in the law and in the prophets, believing in all things which are written in the law and in the prophets. So, in other words, we're not disregarding what not a single prophet says. We're not brushing to the side a single law that was written. You understand? You are to follow all of these laws, all of the prophets. You understand? And mind you, you need to be prepared to confess that unto the people who, what does it say? Who would call it heresy, who would come up against you and say, that's not true. In other words, them Christians. You understand? You got to be prepared to let them know, man, like, this is the truth. You understand? All right. We're going to drop that. We're going to go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 26 and verse 4. All right. Chapter 26, Ecclesiastes, chapter 26 and verse 4. Read, man. The Bible has most definitely seen better days. So lock here, y'all. Give me a second. Ecclesiastes, chapter 20. Is it 26, right? Chapter. All right, Ecclesiastes 26, 4. Yeah, I was saying it right. Goofy. There we are. Ecclesiastes. Oh, is that other Apocrypha? Ooh, whoops, it's likely. Ecclesiasticus 26. And verse 4. Verse 4. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 4. All right. Whether a man be rich or poor, If he have a good heart toward the Lord, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. So a man that has a heart after the Most High God, it doesn't matter if he's poor or rich. He's gonna have basically a high spirit at all times. Because you know what? Quite frankly, he's gonna know how to enjoy the little things. You understand? He's gonna be able to enjoy what he does actually have. And mind you as well, even if he is a poor man, he's going to have a lot. Because quite frankly, when you're a man after the Most High God's heart, and you're poor and you have very little, well, guess what? You actually have a lot, because there's another brother who has that same mind, that same heart after the Most High God, and he's gonna take care of you. But you think that you know he's just gonna go to the club by himself, or he's gonna go to the go get some food by himself, go get some drink by himself? Nah, brother, you going too. You rolling with him. And don't, let it be known that, hey, you ain't got no funds, or maybe he already knows. And if it's someone like me, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't even run that by my ears. I know your situation. Like, stop. Come on, man. I'm taking you with me for a reason. Matter of fact, by the end of the night, we both gonna be broke. No, I'm just playing. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure that brother is gonna make sure that you taken care of, that you fed, that your thirst is quenched, that you know what I'm saying? You got everything. You're not gonna be left out. You understand? And that all comes from the fact that you follow the law, statutes, and commandments. When we all do that together, you set yourself up for a community, for a nation to be built just like that. Where all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are taking care of one another. Where nobody is going hungry. Because you know what? You may not got it, but he does. You understand? And again, if you are poor and you're not trying to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, where does that lead you? Hungry. It leads you thirsty. Hell, in some cases, homeless, and also to death. But when you are, even though that you are poor and you're following the law, statutes, and commandments, man, you get life. You got niggas that's gonna be there for you. That's gonna help you out with whatever situation, with whatever that you need, whatever you may require. You understand? This truth is a beautiful thing. Do not forsake it. Do not forsake it. You already in one of these classes. Make sure that you are in tomorrow's class, Thursday's class. Find you a Friday class. Make sure that you are tuning in to the Saturday Sabbath class. You understand? Find you a radio show on Sunday, Monday. Make sure you stay in these classes every day and get rooted in these doggone classes, man. Get rooted in this truth. Get that, wash your brain. Get a real proper brainwash. You understand? Where your brain is washed away from all that filth of Christianity. You understand? Get all that Christianity washed off. Get Buddhism and LGBTQ. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I think at this point we can just call them the gay BC boys. Because they literally made a book called The Gay VCs. They stole the whole freaking alphabet. They stole all 26 letters of this disgusting language. I honestly hate English, to keep it a bug with you. I can't stand this language. But they stole the whole thing. They stole the entire freaking 26 letters of the English alphabet. I think that's insane. Like the gay BCs. Call them the gay BC boys. Stop all that. They keep adding letters anyways. So they just said, you know what, screw it. We'll take it off. You know what else they're going to take with them? Death. It's like, not really. It's their fault. My bad, their fault. Anyways. All right. The book of Matthew chapter 4, verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. So in other words, you just eating food is not going to be the only thing that will keep you alive. You understand? Your spirit requires more. Black, Hispanic, Native American man and woman. Your spirit also needs, you also require, man, these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Or else you're just gonna constantly be in just that state of just depression and misery. This is the only thing that's gonna pull you out, Black, Hispanic, Native American, man. The only thing, and the only people that you can learn from to properly pull you out of that little funk is the priests and prophets and the ISUPK under Commander General. You understand? All right. Drop that. And we're going to go to the book of Romans, chapter 2, verse 13. The book of Romans, chapter 2, verse 13. All right. This is the book of Romans, chapter 2, verse 13. For not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified. You understand? Again, here we go again. Those that'll sit there and just hear the law, hear what they're supposed to do, listen to these classes, and that's it. Just listen. That's not enough. That's not going to get you nowhere. You understand? You need to do more. And that more is you need to do. You actually need to do something. And that something is the law. I mean, to keep the Passover, that requires you to actually do it. You can't, I know I already said this earlier, but you can't just observe it with your eyes. You can't just listen to a Passover ceremony like you can a Christian church service. No, man. Again, the Bible is not about Christianity. It is not about Catholicism. You understand? Those there, you can just sit there and just listen, and that's it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to lift a finger. Because we already know you're not going to lift a finger anyways when that Catholic priest touches your little boy or your little girl. We already know. You understand? But in here, no, you have to be prepared to actually do something. You understand? All right, let's drop that. Go to the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 6. This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 6. And they were both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord, blameless. You understand? You can only be, first of all, you can only be called righteous if you are following the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Walking in the commandments and ordinances of the Lord, blameless. You understand? You become blameless. You become faultless when you follow after the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? When you follow the law to the T, nobody can say that you are wicked or evil in any sense. Nobody can blame you for anything because you are blameless. You are following after the law, statutes, and commandments. Those law, statutes, and commandments keep you from stealing. They keep you from being a murderer. They keep you from any type of wicked act. They keep you from doing anything that would cause you to be blamed, aside from being righteous and honorable and finding life. You understand? All right, we're going to drop that. But you got to follow in all the commandments. Are you raising your hand? What's up? No. No, class is almost over anyways. We got just a few more minutes. All right. We're going to drop. All right, so let's drop that now. Go to the book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 26. The book of Exodus, chapter 15, and verse 26. All right. The book of Exodus, chapter. Oh, I'm in 18. The book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 26. And said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and wilt do that which is right in his sight, and wilt give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. Salakia. So, one thing to unravel from this is the fact that Most High God said that if you listen to everything that I tell you to do, all of these laws, statutes, and commandments, what did he say? That, hey, none of these diseases, none of these curses will come down on you. You understand? Again, like we talked about in the beginning of class, you know, monkeypox mostly started with these heathens in Italy and Europe, them heathen people. But because Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans decided, you know what, I still want to do the same thing that they're doing. Now Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are starting to, you know, get caught up with monkeypox. You understand? These plagues can be reserved only for the heathen people if you simply just listen to the Most High God and do everything he says to do. And mind you, it's not that hard to follow the laws of the Most High God. It is not that difficult. You understand? It's just, it seems a little rough because you just so used to doing whatever you wanted, living life the way that you wanted to. You understand? That's why it seems difficult, but it's really not. It's really not. It's really not. And quite frankly, if you love and fear the Most High God, like you Christians love to say you do, I say you don't. But if that were really true, you would listen to the Most High God. You understand? You would actually follow his commandments. You understand? And with you fearing him, you would fear what he is doing to the other nations and say, I don't want that done to me. I don't want that to happen to me. So I'm not gonna offend the Most High God. Man, best believe, just because you become some, you know, you get raised up to be in any rank as an officer or a captain or a general, that all the demons just stop pestering you, that all your temptations just, you know, dissipate into thin air. You understand? Them temptations still be there. Best believe that. But you know what keeps us from, you know, falling to it is the fact that we love the Most High God. We fear the Most High God. You understand? Like, man, might be whatever. You might be like, damn, I kind of want a cigarette right now. Let's just say, just example, I want a cigarette right now. But nope, not even gonna play with that idea, because you know what? The Lord is over here, you know, having that cancer spirit just going to and fro the land. You understand? Giving everybody who takes one puff of a cigarette, boom, God catch him. Now, I ain't playing with that. You understand? That's how it is with all things that get you, you know, all things that offend the Most High God. You understand? All right, let's drop that. And we're gonna go to the book Exodus chapter 20 and verse 6. 20 and verse 6. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 6. And showing mercy unto thousands of men that love me and keep my commandments. This right here lets you know that the Most High God will give you mercy, but you got to show you love him. How do you show that you love the Most High God? You just follow the law, statutes. You keep and follow the law, statutes, commandments. You do the law, statutes, commandments. You follow the instructions that the Most High God had given you. You are obedient to the Most High God. That's how you show him that you love him, right? And keep my commandments. So in other words, Christians and the Catholics say that you can get love and mercy from God by doing everything except for keeping the commandments. This verse right here in Exodus says you get mercy from the Most High God by loving him and keeping his commandments, which in turn is synonymous. It's the same. They're the same thing. You understand? You loving him is keeping the commandments, and you keeping the commandments is loving the Most High God. It's not by just saying, oh, I love you, God. I love you. No, it don't work like that. That is not loving the Most High God. Okay? That's damn near just as bad as being someone who doesn't do the law, but only hears the law. You're not doing nothing. You just lip service. So what? Because I sit here and listen and you sit there and talk, that means we love God? No, you need to get them hands to working. Get them feet to stepping. You understand? I'm going to read one more and then we're gonna end the class on this next verse right here. So we'll drop that, the book of Leviticus, chapter 26. Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 18. 26. All right. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 18. And if ye will not yet for all this hearken unto me, then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins. So, in other words, after getting all these warnings, all these chances to decide, you know what, I don't want to be a Christian. I don't want to do this no more. I don't know, I don't want to be associated with death and destruction anymore. You understand? The Most High God, he got something in store for you. And that's whatever that punishment was is going to be 7 times worse. You understand? In other words, in the biblical sense, many times. 7 times is many times worse than what it actually was going to be. Because mind you, you know better now. You understand? Y'all are watching this video, watching this tape. Y'all are starting to know, Lord allow you watch this entire thing up to this point. Now you know better. It is not like what they say in the Christian church that you can just kumbaya with everybody, just do as you please. That is not the way of the Most High God. That is not in any sense, in any mind, what he ever said in the Bible. You understand? That was never the case. The Most High God has always said in the New and the Old Testament that we are to keep the law. You understand? The entire point of your life is for you to serve the Most High God, fear him, and keep his commandments. That's it. Nothing else. You understand? Everything else is just an add-on. An add-on, I just get to enjoy myself. You just fortunate. You understand? I'm Precinct Officer 500 out here in Las Vegas. You understand? For those of y'all that haven't done so already, make sure that you like and share the video. Make sure that you go onto our Facebook, ISUPK Las Vegas, and follow our page and our YouTube, ISUPK Nevada. Make sure you subscribe, click that little bell button, so anytime we go live with our classes, you can be, you're able to watch it live from start to finish. You understand? Make sure that, especially if you guys got questions going into class, it's always best to ask them in the very beginning before the teacher begins his instruction. You understand? So with that, class dismissed.